how does this keep getting worse? How? How do the scalpers get so desperate they're willing to steal Pokemon cards now?
You should be ashamed of yourself. That's pathetic. This is called acting. I am simply playing a character that is a slimy, greasy caveman. It's method acting.
Bro, most of these fucking scalpers they're just slimy, greasy fucktards that don't know how to go out and get a real job.
You swine. You wouldn't know anything of it, would you? With your ignorance out of the way and this myth fully busted and debunked, I'd like to proceed with the video topic, if you don't mind.
Yes, proceed with the evidence!
Which is, of course, more Pokemon card thieves.
I literally caught somebody in 4K stealing a Charizard from my booth at a card show. So,
bro, you would be surprised, like, how easy it would be to steal these cards, especially depending on the layout of your booths. Because I've been to, these card shows before like that. I went to a Magic one. And the way they have some of them laid out, you could totally get a friend to, like, you know, pull a person over and interact with them, and then you could just swipe whatever. It's really easy. It's fucked up because a lot of those booths rely on the money that you give them for those cards to stay afloat. So it's really fucked up.
let's do a play-by-play. The card in question is a 25th anniversary celebrations Charizard. Let's start out by actually locating the card.
I don't even know how many videos I have at this point covering Pokemon card thieves. This has to be one of the most commonly...
It's kind of sad that it's adults stealing and scalping Pokemon cards. I never thought I'd see the day where people were willing to do this in broad fucking daylight and so blatantly.
Stolen items. Like, what else would even be close? Phones? Maybe? Like,
fucking
perhaps?
cards, bro.
I don't even know, because phones, like, nowadays are, like, often locked down, and people know that if you just steal a display phone, you can't do shit with it. You can maybe shove it up your ass, and that's about it. So, like, I can't even think of something else that'd be as stolen, that would be stolen as frequently as Pokemon cards have.
Like, that's, like, don't get me wrong. Everyone has that, like, thought in their head when they're flipping through the books at, like, you know, for example, we have a Halcyon near us, and you can, like, look at all the cards and stuff, right? And you can just pull them out and then save them for whenever you want to check out. Everyone has that intrusive thought of, like, it'd be really easy to steal this. But I would say don't, because they're relying on the money they get from the book to stay afloat. So if you're just sitting there stealing a bunch of fucking cards, you're an asshole. You're just a dick, bro. Like, of all the things, like, I could understand if it was a multi-billion-dollar company. But most of these card shops, they need the funds that you give them to stay afloat. And you're just gonna sit there and steal it, dude. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Over the last year, because there's at least like 5 or 6 robberies a week that we know of with video evidence of people stealing Pokemon cards.
It's crazy.
And here you can see one of the guys at the show pick it up to have a look at it. We can see him put the Charizard card right down at the front of my table. It's in the danger zone. And now moments later, let me introduce you to Jamie. Now between the face tat and the high vis, bro's not helping himself go incognito on this one. We see Jamie walk past the Charizard card and quite clearly lock eyes with it.
I saw a lot of super sleuths in the comments debating whether or not that first guy was in on this, and I will admit, it is odd that he would pick up the Charizard and then put it so far away from the place that he got it from. And especially at a card show, most people there probably are somewhat knowledgeable on cards. He would definitely know that putting a card on the edge of the table there, that's like chumming the waters around sharks.
Yep.
That is a disaster waiting to
It's
happen.
probably because they were working together.
Like, I feel like there is merit to the idea that he could have known this guy and this was like a planned thing, but the uploader shoots that theory down by mentioning that he actually knows that first guy personally and he was interested in buying that card. The reason he had to step away was because something outside of that needed his tending to, so he left to go do that and then came back to buy the card, and it was gone. And he said at no point did those two ever interact or anything, so I would take his word that the first guy probably wasn't in on it. Plus, I also feel like with the way that the card got stolen, this probably wasn't a multi-person operation. This guy right here wearing like the most obvious attire, like he literally is wearing a fucking Fortnite skin to stand out in front of as many people as possible.
Yeah, why would you wear, like, I guess maybe, like, whenever he originally went to that card place, he didn't intend on stealing something. I mean, most people don't intend to. You would be surprised at how often it's a spare of the moment kind of thing.
He is literally wearing accoutrements that are designed.
Because I would imagine that it looks like he's like a construction worker and he's there with his kid. I would assume that's who that is next to him. And there's a good chance that he didn't realize how expensive, because they do overcharge. They do. These places do overcharge for those cards for sure. Like a lot. Usually it's like they give us a $15 card, they'll usually charge you like 20. And some rare instances they'll charge you 25. But again, it's because they need the sales to stay afloat. It's understandable. Does it make it right? Not really, in my opinion, but I get it.
So you can see them in the dark. He is actually, it's like he's putting up a whole beacon. Like,
I guarantee you he showed up there not realizing how expensive a lot of those cards are. And they're individual, they're not packed. So like some of those cards are probably between 25 and 30 bucks. That's a fuckload of money.
Giving everyone that fucking UAV so they can constantly find him in the crowd. And he is going to steal this card in the most Neanderthalic way possible. He just grabs it.
And with shaky hands, he even goes in for a little cheeky touch. Now with phone in the left hand at the ready, it's incredible how quickly he's locked in on swiping this thing. Try and act a little nonchalant, has a little gainer in the case, and then looks straight back at me to see whether I'm at all paying attention. What I'm not, my camera definitely is. And here we can see that Jamie spec'd all of his skill points into stealth and thievery, because look at this cheeky maneuver. Bang, and the card is gone. Angled it perfectly so we can see it on the bottom of his phone right here.
That's about as simple as it gets right there. I just don't believe the first guy was in on it here. I don't think this was premeditated and
I mean, I could see it being a thing. If you, like, have a bunch of booths that are set up similar to what he had, and you have a friend before you go in and set up a card for you to take prior to you going to the booth, and he's like, I'm going to set it at the bottom right corner. When you see that card, take it. I could see that. I could totally see that.
And it's clearly not some Ocean's 11 style heist. This guy just sees the card at the edge of the table. He like caresses it once or twice, honks on it like a pair of boobies, and then he puts his phone on top of it and grabs it. And that's it. And you can clearly see that he grabs the card. It even flashes the camera.
Now, Jamie's misplayed this a lot, as his mum, or I don't know, I'm just assuming, it could be his partner, has looked over at the exact right time. I don't know, I'm pretty good at lip reading, and I'm pretty sure she says,
Yeah, man, you should subscribe to the channel.
He makes fun of this lady at the end here and makes a joke out of it, assuming that she knows what
she must have seen it. She must have said something, too. She must have.
I'm not convinced she does. Like, her turning around and then seeing this guy,
She could have been talking to somebody standing behind her.
I don't think immediately would raise red flags that she must have known he stole that Pokemon card, because he does have the Pokemon card under his phone. We as the viewers can clearly recognize that the card has just been stolen. He's not a good thief by any means. He's like the fucking wet bandits if they went around banging trash cans together to make as much noise as possible during burglaries. Like, he is bad at it, sure. But
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he realized how expensive that, like, no thief is gonna show up with the intention of steal. Well, I mean, I guess there's a fucking, like, first of all, he's fucking stupid for trying to steal anyway, but like, maybe I'm wrong.
That's on that side where she is. From that angle, how the fuck would she see that card? How would she know? Unless she has Superman's X-ray vision, there's no way she's gonna notice that he just stole a Pokemon card under.
No. That's where you're wrong. See, like, she could have looked over, because she was there whenever that other guy picked it up and set it down, and she probably knew it was there because it caught her eye. Whenever you are at a display or something, and someone does something very specific, like what that motion was of him picking up that single card in the middle of the row and then setting it off to the right, usually you remember that kind of stuff. It's just kind of something that happens subconsciously. So whenever the guy walked over and picked it up underneath his phone, she immediately had that, like, do, and the light bulb lit up, and she was like, oh, wait a minute. There was a card there that guy just took.
That phone. Unless, you know, she's his mom and just expects her son to... Hold on, I'm ripping a fart. I had to rip some ass right there. And just... But I don't know what it is, and I just find it in the other direction when he made his big move there. Anyway, though, I want to show you another Pokemon thief.
This looks... No, this is a card shop. I was going to say, this looks like a Best Buy with all the damn pops, but it's definitely not. Yeah, these books! These books right here. Yo, that's exactly what I was just talking about. I was just talking about these books. Like, you could flip through the books, and then you can, like, pull out cards that you want to buy, and then whenever you're done browsing the book, you can just hand that shit over, right? But, like, it'd be so easy to steal out of these books. But you're just an asshole if you do. Seriously. You're just an asshole, man. Yo, is that a balloon? Oh, it totally is a balloon. He's gonna take that. Watch. He's gonna slide it right off the table. Watch.
This is the hot spot for stealing Pokemon cards. I have seen so many clips now of people just going into card shops.
Watch. Watch. You mark my words on this. Watch. I guarantee you there's going to be card shops that are going to be branded, like, under Wizards of the Coast and stuff. They're going to have a special mat that has 2 little feet on it. And they're going to put that shit down. And then the book's going to be right there. So that you're going to have to stand on the mat and flip through the book in order to view the book. And it's going to be, like, chained to the desk. So you're not even going to be able to wander off with it. And it's going to be right in front of the biggest fucking... It's going to be like... It's going to be just like the self-checkouts, but like 2.0. They're going to have like a big-ass plasma screen. It's going to be like shine directly on you. Every time you flip through the book and you take a card out, they're going to be like, okay, so where's this card? You see what I'm saying? Like this is like, you remember back the older self-checkouts didn't have cameras? And now whenever you go into a Walmart, they've got a self-checkout that has a fucking camera and it displays to you everything that it sees. They're watching.
And just not even trying to hide it, just stealing cards and walking out. There have been so many videos like this, but this one's the newest.
That's usually the reason why they don't keep, like, mega expensive cards in there. They usually have those on the inside of the display cases that you have to ask. You have to ask for those. I think it's like anything above like $10. Usually they're like, you have to, like, go to the display. That's typically why they don't like to keep a mega stock of super rare cards, because they get stolen too quickly. And on top of that, they usually have to keep them in the display case. There's only so much room you could have, right?
That I've seen, so I figured might as well show this. This guy, with no shame at all, he's looking at cards right now. He's got his phone out, and I guess maybe trying to price check it or something. And then he just makes his move. His move being a bumbling oaf that just puts the cards in his pocket and instantly gets caught.
And watch. He's just gonna slide that shit. Oh, look at that. Oh!
Hello.
On my decks.
You want to place those?
Alright, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, bud. See you soon. Yep.
Damn! There it is.
Anything else? Can you empty out your pockets for me?
Yeah, of course.
Oh! Oh, dude, and he had another one in his pocket. Oh my god! You fucking imbecile! You dumbass!
Yeah, that's it.
You sure about that?
That's what you get. That's what you fucking get, loser. That's what you fucking get. Oh, and they kicked his ass out, so he couldn't even buy the
I'm
cards.
not gonna put you on blast, but I don't ever want you to come back.
Yes.
This guy just...
Damn! Oh,
Pokemon cards while wearing
dude.
his company shirt. He's literally wearing his job uniform while doing this.
You
Like,
idiot!
man, the shamelessness of stealing Pokemon cards here is
Fucking
shocking.
idiot,
Like, these aren't even
dude.
people that are trying to be stealthy about it. Like,
Everyone, look, everyone has that intrusive thought about a lot of things. You see a pedestrian on the side of the road, you're like, man, that's like 10 points right there. No one actually does it.
all he does is he puts the cards in his pocket. Then he instantly gets caught doing it because...
And then he fucking acts like there wasn't another card in his pocket. Yo, like, That teller must have to deal with that shit a lot. She's like, can you empty your pockets for me? He pulls out another card immediately. Dude, like,
Here,
God.
plus, he asked to see those cards. Did he just think that these are NPCs in a video game who just fucking forgot that they did that? Like, oh, it's been 15...
I've had them. I kid you not. I have been looking at that magazine, and then they've walked into the back. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna steal something. Jesus Christ, have a little bit of fucking honor. Like, Jesus.
seconds. Okay, I forgot what I was doing. Must have been the
But
wind.
in my defense, I did go there quite a bit. I went there a lot, and I bought a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot of expensive shit. So, like, they knew I wasn't gonna steal it, but still, goddamn, have some principles, some morals, goddammit.
Like, what? How did
It's a piece
he
of
think
fucking plastic.
he would possibly get away with that? When he puts the cards back, they're gonna notice that it's missing a few.
Yeah.
The natural conclusion would be like, oh, where'd those cards go? It must have been the wind.
Yeah, they're just gonna go back to the camera and then end up, like, asking you to leave the next time you go in. Usually those card shops, they only have, like, a group of 3 or 4 people that run the entire store. They're gonna know who the fuck you are.
Fell to the back rooms, I guess. It's craziness. Like, even if they didn't catch him in the act, when he went and slapped the cards down,
And
I'm
you would be
sure-
surprised at how little traffic those stores get. Usually it's the same groups of people that go in there day in and day out. So, like, whenever they get a new person, they're pretty quick to remember who it is.
the workers would have been like, where are the other cards?
Unless it's
And
like in a spot where the area is just booming with new people every day, there's no way, dude.
And what? Was he planning to, like, run away? But she happened to see it happen, has the camera pulled up, and he instantly is like, yep, nope, caught me. You did a good job. You'll always remember this as the day you caught me.
He must have missed the part where, like, she asked him to take the card out of his pocket, and he did. He took one card out of his pocket, and then he put his phone on the table, and then she was like, can you empty your pockets? And then he's like, okay, yeah, sure. Then pulls out another fucking card immediately.
Captain Jack Sparrow. It's craziness. Like, and this isn't even, like, the most egregious one. I've seen videos of people just reaching over the counter while the worker turns around briefly to just steal cards out of the display, and then they stand there.
That's the worst. Those cards are usually really, like, I remember one time I went to one of those display cases and they had like a $350 Grimlock Magic the Gathering card in that fucking display case. I think I bought one somewhere. I don't know if it was there, but I ended up eventually getting the Grimlock card. But it's fucked that you would reach over into the display case and grab those cards. A lot of the money they get from those cards actually really help out that store. That's really
And then
fucked.
obviously the worker's going to notice that it's missing cards in the fucking display. It is crazy how out of control stealing Pokemon cards is, and just how, like, blatant people are with it. Because I think they're just so...
There's no way that they'd, like, resell those cards, man. Most of those aren't even, I mean, I guess you could sell them regardless. You could probably bid them.
Confident that even if they get caught, there's no real repercussions. Because in cases like with the Charizard, I looked it up, near mint that card goes for like $140. I think people would just feel really confident stealing this because they, A, don't expect people to pursue it very hard. B, even if they do, the police probably won't do very much about it because it's not, like, extremely expensive if they're just stealing a couple of cards here.
Penguin. You don't know who Penguinz is? Maybe I should say that. Bro's got like 17 million subs, Penguinz. Hit him out. His old channel name was Moist Critical. Bro's a gem on the internet. Love him.
In there, and C, they think if they steal these, they can immediately turn around and sell it for a ton of money, which you can't. That is extremely expensive if they're just stealing a couple of cards here and there. And C, they think if they steal these, they can immediately turn around and.
That Jing, that's Sony Vegas Pro. He just finished rendering a video. I know exactly what that is.
Cards here and there, and C, they think if they steal these, they can immediately turn around and sell it for.
Yo, Penguinz is using Sony Vegas Pro to render his videos. That's great, bro. That's where it's at.
For a ton of money, which you can't.
Yo, that tone went off, and I was like, damn, another one's done. And I was like, wait a minute, I ain't rendering nothing right now. What the fuck?
That is just, it's.
I was like, is that my computer fucking up? What's that?
Terrible idea to even steal these in the first place to try and make money off
That
that.
whenever you finish rendering a video that you've already edited, that's the sound it makes. Usually it takes for a video that's like longer than like 10 minutes, it usually takes like almost 20-30 minutes to render vid. Depends on how strong your computer is. And it depends on how much you've edited it as well. What you've added in.
So out of control. It is nuts. With not just Pokemon, everything in the
It does blow my mind to see these idiots trying to steal stuff.